G'day guys, I'm AJ, and I am autistic and I also have ADHD. I really want to have a word for being ADHD ick instead of having ADHD, because I don't say I am feministic or I am girliness, um, or I have girliness. I say I am a girl. So I want to be I can do that with autistic/autism, and I want to be able to do that with ADHD. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys some tips for if you have ADHD and autism, because it can be very hard to balance, especially when you have them each the same sort of autism and ADHD that I do. I wanted to say very strong, but the spectrum isn't really stronger and lower. It's more just different types. I like to use the example of butterflies and moths. They're all different types of butterflies, all different types of colours. Every single type is unique, and there are all different types of moths, and some of them can look more like butterflies than others. But butterfly is a butterfly, and a moth is a moth. Just like how a neurotypical person or someone without autism is someone without autism, and someone who is autistic is someone who is autistic. Someone who is normal is not anywhere on the autistic spectrum. Just like how moths aren't butterflies, but it is still a spectrum in the way that there are all different types of butterflies. I know it's not really fair to compare people to moths compared to the normally considered more beautiful butterflies, but there are some beautiful moths out there. So yeah, but anyway, ADHD and autism can be very hard to balance. This is because autism thrives on routine and doing things in order and a special way, just routine, time, all that. But ADHD makes it so that we don't do that. So that we forget things, our routine goes all over the place, and you just get stuck on something and you have to do that, and you get distracted very easily. Different people can be affected differently by both things, but here are some tips that I have started using recently, and they're really helpful for me, so I hope that they can be helpful to you too. If they are, you can recommend it to other people, or even if they're not, because they're really helpful for me. And it's mainly just make lists. You can laminate them, or if you don't have a laminator or any friends who have laminators, you can just put it in a plastic sleeve, and there you go. You can have little pictures to remind you, especially if you're dyslexic like me and it's hard to read these things. And pictures can stay stuck in your mind normally a bit better than words. And you can just tick off everything, and you can have that satisfying feeling of ticking it off. And then you can rub it all out at the end of whatever you're doing or whatever you need to do said thing again. So this is my weekly routine, so that I can do the same things on the every week. So you could write work when you're doing work. You can remember to eat breakfast and lunch. I always forget to eat lunch and normally breakfast as well. So this has been very helpful. It also helps you to remember that you can have rests in between your list of things to do, because we need rest, especially if you have autistic burnout like I still do and I'm still recovering from. And then you can make lists for little things, like this is my morning routine, and this is very helpful for all the individual little steps that might be overwhelming. Like medicine is something that I find hard to remember according to the thing, that I actually took it twice today, which means that there's a very, very low but possible chance that I could have a seizure, which is fun. Yeah, and I can remember to do everything on the thing, and if I don't have the tick on it, it feels very blank, and it's nagging at my brain to do that said thing. So make sure you only put things on the list that you need to do, otherwise it's gonna mess it up for you. And you can also write things on that you might have forgotten, or that's a new thing. And you can make these lists for anything. Also have one for cleaning the bathroom. My mum made this one so the pictures aren't as big and colourful, but they still help. And also just have this whiteboard thing. Of course, if you can't afford a whiteboard, or you don't have one lying around, it's hard to get one, and you can't remember to get one, you can use plastic sleeves just with a blank piece of paper in it, so that you can rub off the whole thing when you're finished. Or you can cross it out or tick it off, whatever you find the most satisfying. This particular tip from another YouTuber who did it with sticky notes and would organise their things with sticky notes. The sticky notes kept falling off my wall, so I thought of doing this instead of just blue tacking them every single time or something. And you can sort them out by like putting numbers on them, or you could put an exclamation mark if something is especially important, or underline it, or whatever would help particular you. Oh, and also with these, if you don't have a printer, especially a printer with colour, you can make it yourself, draw it yourself with pencil and paper. I know that a lot of people are more creative than me. I am creative, but I'm such a perfectionist that these things need to be absolutely perfect, and it would take absolutely forever to draw this many pictures absolutely perfect. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that these tips are helpful, and I'll see you guys next time when I talk about one of my autistic interests or something about autism. See you guys later.